Hello, and welcome to this video where we look at the characters available to the much-maligned traitor legionnaires of the Death Guard. These followers of Nurgal sow seeds of decay and pestilence wherever they walk, spreading dread, destruction, and disease in equal measure. Luckily, I have so little flesh left I can't remember the last time I had an infection. We are now out of the warp, and the Lady Inquisitor bids me to ask you to like, subscribe, and comment, lest I have even less relevance to her. Let's hope none of us fall into Grandfather Nurgal's garden. Let's begin. The Death Guard are highly resistant to disease and poisoned weapons, including toxin and rad grenade effects, other plague weapons, etc. Such weapons have little to no impact and only inflict a strength 2 hit if applicable, typically representing the delivery system of the weapon, though there may be exceptions. You may of course change this to full immunity or ignore it. As the Death Guard approach, a cloud of toxic miasma often descends across the battlefield, spreading from their lines like an impending tsunami of death and decay. To the Death Guard, this fog of contagion invigorates them, and any model with the mark of Nurgal within it gains +1 initiative. To their mortal enemies, it only ever serves to bring the inevitability of death, so enemy units inside are at -1 leadership. Demons, Necrons, Tyranids, Elder Wraith Constructs, and the Adeptus Mechanicus are largely immune. You may decide what other units or armor types may also be immune to suit the games you play. Maybe you are playing a game where your forces have been fighting the Death Guard for some time, so appropriate breathing equipment has been brought in, etc. As the battle progresses, the battlefield may be visited by a swarm of flies, or the contagion might turn deadly, breaking enemy morale or weakening those foolish to stay and continue to fight. The characters themselves have a total of 11 entries. The Death Guard Lord is perhaps the most versatile and comes with the revolting regeneration rule that lets him heal a single wound in the rally phase on a 4+, and may even see him return to the battlefield on a single wound should he be slain. Such is the stubborn nature of the Death Guard. This rule is likely to become a gift of Nurgal in the future. You may note that certain characters may take a Dreadnought sarcophagus. This will be limited to 1 per army, and the cost of the Dreadnought and its weapons will come from the support section. Any war gear cards available to the character are instead replaced by vehicle cards. This is something that will extend to almost every Space Marine army, and is there to give players both variety and a reason to convert a unique mini. I will look at standard Dreadnought sarcophagi, as well as Contemptor and Leviathan variants. So if you want to convert a noxious blightbringer in a Leviathan Dreadnought, swinging his big bell around, you can. The Malignant Plaguecaster is a level 2 psyker. Their corrupted staff is a force staff that also acts as a psychic hood, while the Pestilential Fallout rule grants a bonus shooting attack for each successful Nurgal power cast. That is all. The Tallyman I have covered elsewhere, but for every 7 tallies he marks, he may grant a random bonus to a nearby squad, or even summon a plague bearer. A tally is marked for each wound caused, enemy break test failed, and every successful Nurgal psychic power cast. Plague surgeons were once apothecaries. Now they scour the battlefield for test subjects, or worse still, loyal gene seed. They come with a medipack and enable a sort of mini-mission when facing loyal Space Marines, gaining victory points for every gene seed recovered, or conceding 2 victory points should they be killed. Such is the affront to the loyalists that Space Marine models gain hatred against the Plague Surgeon. Noxious Blightbringers act as a squad buff. They increase the movement of any Death Guard squad they join, also giving them a 4-inch follow-up move, turning a squad into a surprising shock assault unit that can move onto objectives with alarming speed for Death Guard at any rate. Their Toxin of Misery also acts as an enemy leadership debuff and hampers enemy psychers, possibly reducing their mastery level for a turn, or else forcing them to pass a leadership test in order to cast a psychic power. Biologous putrefiers walk amongst their brothers, dispensing potent toxins by mechanical, if not demonic means. They give the weapons of any squad they join the plague rule and increase the radius of any blight grenades thrown. Their hyper blight grenades may re-roll the strength of each attack, but still dissipate on a roll of 1. Such is the sheer quantity of toxins or grenades carried by the putrefiers that their death often meets an explosive end, with their demise potentially giving the same effect as one of their dreaded hyper blight grenades. The Lords of the Death Guard take many forms. For those players who don't care for subtlety, the Lord of Contagion is your boy. He is a close combat beast with 4 attacks at a weapon skill of 8. He has a reduced strategy rating and more limited war gear options, but causes fear, such as the reputation of these brutal killers, and is essentially a walking blight grenade with models within 7 inches, taking a blight hit if they fail a toughness test. Finally, its unholy resilience rule means it will often rise again on a single wound should it be killed. Unlike its brother of Contagion, the Lord of Virulence is a more tactical option if you favor blast weapons and demon engines in your army. Equipped with Terminator armor, he can himself be a formidable threat, but is best equipped with template or blast weaponry. His Blight Bombardment rule ensures that any Death Guard blast weapons will not scatter within 8 inches of him, and any models partially hit by such a blast are hit on a 3+. He may also make demon engines in your army more effective at entering via strategic reserve, should you use these rules in your game. The Lord of Poxes is a walking fog of contagion, all by his own, with a 3-inch radius around him, impacting enemy leadership and increasing initiative of his fellow Death Guard, and also conferring a -1 to hit shooting modifier, such is the density of the contagious fumes he emits. Should he please Lord Nurgal by inflicting 7 wounds during the game, this fog can even become deadly, hitting anything without the mark of Nurgal with a strength 4 hit at the start of each turn. The Death Guard icon bearer is a true champion of Nurgal, earning his right to carry the Plague Father's icon into battle. Such is the icon's potency that it lets models with the mark of Nurgal within 6 inches re-roll fumbles in hand-to-hand and causes fear to any who might become infected. I've also taken the time to introduce the Matter of Honor rule, should you wish to make banners and icons a further mini-part of your games, possibly granting a bonus victory point should they be in the enemy's possession at the battle's end. Finally, and with some trepidation, we have the Demon Prince of Nurgal. These monstrous beings have a toughness of 9 with their mark and 10 wounds. At 285 points basic, with no upgrades or even weapons, they are a costly choice, rivaling greater demons in power. They are summonable just like a greater demon, and their hell-forged weapons grant them different bonuses, while being powerful and as varied as the demon princes themselves. Note, I have not made an exhaustive list of these, but rather given just a few of the more common examples. As always, you should feel free to unleash your own creativity. It is not impossible for a demon prince of Nurgal to possess a large plague-spewing weapon or bombard cannon, for example. That brings me to a thankful close on this video. Had I a flesh and blood stomach, I'm sure it would churn at the mere stench of these foul beings. Until we meet again, take care!